Hey, what's up, guys? This is Netta, Wet in a Peace with Netta, and today I have a powerful message for you guys today. So, I was listening to Mr. Wayne Dyer, or Dr. Wayne Dyer, and Michael B. Beckwith today, and the message was like really powerful. And I truly, those are like some spiritual, teachers that I really look up to, because I love their message, because it's practical, and it's, you know, about loving humanity, but also loving yourself and going within and aligning with the divinity within you, and knowing that, you know, God is not against you, life is not against you, the universe is not against you, it's for you. But you have to be the God, you have to be the creator of your reality, because God is everywhere, that consciousness is everywhere. And it sounds, when you first hear it, it's like, oh my gosh, like you're waking up and it sounds cool. But when you're actually going through it, it's a process, because you've been so programmed. And like my journey has been a process, and I can tell you, like, I stagnated some things in my growth. That's why I'm going through like a drastic change and transformation, because there were some things that I was still holding on to, and I was allowing my mind to take control of me instead of me taking control of my mind, because there were still some emotions that I haven't gave a platform to express. Like I was very emotionally immature, because I wasn't able as a young child to say what I feel without being told you can't feel that way. So I just, in my other videos, I spoke about that, on how I just felt like my feelings didn't matter, and that became like codependent and me not owning my power. And it showed up again in my life last year. But I'm gonna tell you that story in a minute. But I just wanted to give the message of, like, we are the creators of our reality, and we are responsible for it, no matter how much we protest about anything. Our karma is how we respond. And the karma is whatever that person does to you. If somebody does something to you that hurts and is painful, that's their karma. But how you respond or react to it is your karma. So, and Michael B. Beckwith today, I was listening to his Agape TV, his Agape Center that he has, where he was teaching, and he was just like, do your thoughts own you, or do you, take control of your thoughts? And how thinking, actually real thinking, is inspirational and creative, but we don't think. Our mind just runs on autopilot. And how being present, everybody always talks about being present, and for a long time I was not present in my life. And that's something I still continuously work on, and being mindful, and have to change my thoughts, because I had so much anger and resentment and bitterness inside of me that manifested since young, because I didn't know, and not placing any blame, because it just autopilot into my adulthood, and I was attracting people, with that same energy. And, to become aware of it, but it's, a process. So, be compassionate and kind to yourself, but like be honest with yourself as well. So, as I'm going through my growth and just my journey last year, you know, well, let me say this, any trauma that I had from childhood, I've worked that out, and it took me a while to understand it and work it out because I really suppressed and repressed it. I did tell my family, about sexual trauma, but that wasn't until about almost like 20 years later. But, I forgave for that. But I had to like pull up the emotions and actually give my inner child that platform to acknowledge her and acknowledge how she felt. Like you have to give your emotions an outlet, and then that's when you process and then see what is true and where is all of this coming from, and then how can you practice in a better way to respond, and how can you be present in the moment and not when something similar in the past happens, you go back to what happens in the past instead of being present in that moment, because it may look like the same thing but it may not be the same thing, and if it is the same thing then you would respond differently for your highest good to get yourself out of the situation. Then you have to look at what else you need to work on. So last year I was sexually assaulted, right, by somebody I actually knew, and I was fighting and fighting, but it was just to the point to where I just froze. Like I stopped fighting, and I felt like my whole body just shut down, and I just felt like my whole body just like left out, just out. I just froze up, and that took a toll on me, but I didn't process it. Like after all that happened, I just act like it didn't happen. So again, there I was suppressing and repressing an emotion, but I had to get help. I knew I needed help, and I needed to talk to somebody. So of course, going to therapy and getting the tools that I needed and actually process it. And for a while I was like, oh, this it's my fault. I took 100% accountability for it because I didn't listen to my intuition. So I was just anger, and when your feelings come from your thoughts. So now I'm angry because I was just judging myself, and I was just like, okay, this happened again. Like, you're not a child. This happened again. And so, it just, I can honestly say, I know that has stagnated my growth as far as how I processed it and how I wasn't feeling like myself. And me not fighting or stop fighting for myself, I felt like I just gave my power away. Like a piece was taken out of me. But just in life after that in general, I just was like, okay, I'm done. And I was ready to give up. Like literally ready to give up. And, about a month after that, like a month and a half, like I tried to commit suicide after that. And I woke up, looking crazy, because what I did to my body and me being alive after that, first and foremost, I'm blessed. And then, just then and there, it was just like, okay, you're alive, so you're alive. You're meant to be here. You're not, you're not going out that way, you know. So, excuse me. So, it's just, you know, even when things get hard or we go through and we face adversity, and like, life is not against us. Universe, God is not against us. 'Cause I was mad when I tell you I was raging. Like, I was just like, F all of this. I was just like, F all of this. Like, but I had to understand on an energetic perspective, you know, and I was just like, I'm not trying to heal all that, you know. And my thoughts and my emotions and my actions, and, you know, just I had to say to myself, I did the best that I could in that moment. And it showed me to own my power and don't second guess myself, you know, so much, and to be confident. And it just told me more about self-love, you know, and just the self-respect and things of that nature. And, you know, was totally surprised and shocked by the incident. But it was just like, okay, so are you going to give up now? Like, you tried to give up, you tried to commit suicide, and it didn't work. So you stay with me. So are you going to keep moving? And so bringing in a new year, I think like a week or so later, like a couple of days, I was back on it after, you know, trying to commit suicide. I was just like, okay, so now I have to be present and deal with the things in my life. You know, it's just like all this stuff was just, I just wasn't trying to process none of it, you know. So, of course, I went to counseling. I have a therapist, and getting that help and that mindfulness, because I felt like I was falling back into depression. I was just angry, which I had a right to be angry, but I couldn't stay angry, you know. And that's not where I wanted to manifest from. And I wanted to make this video because, like I said, we are responsible for our lives 100%. And I had to learn to forgive this person, you know. And I was just like, I said to myself, you know, I forgive them, but it took me a while to forgive myself. You know, and I'm making this video because I know there's people who's been through a lot, been facing a lot of adversity in their life, and who's been through stuff. And it's like, yo, I can't catch a break. But you can't have that mentality. You gotta have the mentality of, what is life trying to teach me? Like, what is this lesson in it? And I know it may sound a little harsh to say it like that, but do know, like, the divine has love and compassion for you, but do you have it for yourself? And that's what I had to learn, to have more compassion and love for myself, you know, and to have more empathy for myself. And because I really wasn't. I was just so angry with myself, and first and foremost, I was so embarrassed. It was just so embarrassing. And to, like, go through that, and as an adult, now I'm just like, okay, this happened again, but you're an adult, and you stop fighting. And that's what made me really angry and upset, because it was just like, okay, but you stop fighting. That's all I kept saying, but you stop fighting. And I say this to say this: don't give up in your life. That whole trying to commit suicide, like your life is too precious. Don't send that energy out there. Don't have no thoughts because like that, because first, you're too valuable, you're too precious, you're love. You are love, you know. And to love yourself, you know, and to have that self-respect and to know that you are valuable and that you are worthy to be here and you have greatness, and without you, humanity is missing something, you know. And no matter how hard things may seem, things will definitely get better, you know. And just to, I always say, express yourself. You know, it may come out a certain way, then you can refine it. That's what I'm learning. Like, then you can refine it, but practice mindfulness. If you've been through something, or you're stressed out, or you've been through something traumatic, or a breakup, just anything, or abuse, like I said, any type of form of trauma or just stressful situation, just practice mindfulness and ask yourself, where are you? Because I was having like flashbacks. It felt like I had some form of PTSD. And I'm just like, okay. Like me meditating and, you know, I was just ready to just drop all this stuff and just like, but I couldn't, because that power inside me was like, nah, you're not gonna, you can't go backwards. The only thing you can do is go forward. You're either gonna be stuck or you're gonna move forward. You're not going backwards. And that is not what I wanted to create in my reality. I can't say that I'm striving or, you know, I'm trying to manifest this, or I have this goal, and just fulfilling things within my purpose. And not saying I'm just trying to get more and more, but I have goals, you know, and things to fulfill in my life, learning new skills and just having fun in my life. And I won't be able to do that if I'm stuck in that moment and when that situation happened. And, you know, a lot of us, we thinking about being vengeful and getting revenge. And I definitely understand all of that, because I'm not going to act like that doesn't pop into your head. But once you clear out all of past hurts and pains, what I've learned that, say if something else happens to you, you're able to operate differently because you cleared that and you're purifying yourself. Now you can realize, you know what, this person don't even know better. Yeah, what they did was out of pocket, but they don't even know better. So you don't even have to exude no negative energy or anything. You actually going to have some type of empathy and compassion first for yourself, you know, because if somebody violates you in that way, of course that person going to have to suffer the consequences, but you know that they came from a hurtful and a painful place. And that's how I had to eventually start looking at it. And I knew it. I knew it. I knew it in that moment. But I wasn't there. You know, I didn't have that clarity in that moment, you know. So I just want to tell people, like, no matter what, don't let anything affect you to where you stop being great, or you feel like you can't move in your life, or that you don't have any power. Just, you know, for me, I look at it like that just made me stronger. It just made me stronger. And it would never happen again to me. Because now I know what kind of energy, you know, that type of vibration I was on as well in that moment, in that situation. But I now come from a different space, you know, and because a lot of things can happen to us and we can be in a victim mode. And that's one thing for me was I didn't want to be in, a victim state. I didn't want to be in that victim consciousness. And I know a lot of times on me and that hurt and then that pain, we want to stay in that victim, you know, consciousness, and we'll stay in that belief, you know, that we are a victim when no, you know, things happen to us, but we don't have to be a victim. You know, we don't have to allow people to dominate us. We are our own authority. Things happen, you know, but we don't have to be anyone's oppressed or victim. We don't know. Things do happen, you know, to people, and like I said, it's energy. It's a whole lot of things. It's our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions, which is energy. So, but we don't have to stay there. We don't have to stay there. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because I know people, you know, may watch my videos or may watch other videos, and it's just like, oh, just think positive and just be, no, it's not about having blind faith and just being blind, having positivity to blind you. No, it's about being aware and getting yourself out of that energy field, that vibration, and know that you can change whatever situation that you're in. First, it's not permanent, and you can shift it, and it can be a process, but you got to be in alignment. And it took me a long time to understand, like, certain things I would manifest like right quick in a hurry, but we cannot be the same person and think that things is going to change. And I went back to being a victim and staying in that. And I was just like angry. I was just like, F it all, just whatever. I'm not doing nothing. I was just angry. I was just angry, and I was angry. So that also meant that I still had a lot of anger as well within me from other things. And so I just wanted to come on here and let y'all know, like, go through your healing process, keep moving forward, and own your power. And you be your own personal authority, and listen to your inner guidance system. And just know that no matter what the circumstances outside of you, you will be good. You know, you will be good, but you have to believe it as well. Believe it and have faith. Because I just, like, gave up. And I was like, last year, I just was like, I'm done. And then into this year, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this by myself. I'm going to get some professional help. And now I got my guides, your angels, your spirit guide source. They're going to guide you to the help that you need. You know, yeah, the spiritual realm can assist you, but with that, you know, with that human, that physical part of you, you know, you need somebody to talk to. And it's okay. That's why we have healers and psychologists and coaches and just different people. And we have friends and family, but when we really need that professional help to speak to someone who won't have the emotion that our family or friends would have, you know. So, and they can guide us to the growth. But at the end of the day, no matter who help you get, you have to be open to it, have an open mind, an open heart, and know that you're going to overcome. You have to, with anything, you have to set the intention. you know, like I'm a overcome and I'm going to grow out of this. I'm going to overcome this. Like this is just a little hurdle, like, you know, you got to start looking at things like that, like, okay, this was a challenge, this was an obstacle, and you got to welcome them. Now, I'm not telling you to welcome traumatic events, no. Welcome challenges and obstacles. To me, that was just something that honestly, I would tell you some vibrational that I attracted. And that was owning my power, that was some form of control, you know, and power, victim consciousness type situation. So, but as you welcome challenges and you grow and you're raising your vibration, a lot of things that happen to you won't even touch you. You're not there no more. You're, you know, higher. So, and yeah, so keep moving forward no matter what, because you will overcome, and just be your best self and just think heavenward. Just be optimistic. When I'm saying think heavenward, I'm just saying move up, vibration, frequency, think Christ consciousness, the divine mind. Align your mind with the divine mind, you know. So I love you guys. Peace and blessings to all y'all. I love y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.